evening and welcome to Biz RoundUp. I'm Tamiru Nimsat and we at Tar Television bring you a collection of business highlights. Let's have a look at the headlines. Prime Minister Suri advocates educational reforms. US again lifts tariffs on some imported goods and Sri Lanka among the beneficiaries. ADB loans secured to boost Sri Lanka's financial stability and tourism. News in detail. Prime Minister Dr. Suri emphasizes the need to transform Sri Lanka's education system from competition-based learning to collaborative knowledge sharing. She made these remarks while addressing an international education conference in Colombo focused on the role of education in the green transition.
The Prime Minister criticized the current examination-oriented system, stating that education has become overly focused on individual achievement rather than collective knowledge. She highlighted the importance of creating a shared space for mutual success and addressing global challenges through transformative learning. The conference, funded by the European Union's Erasmus Plus program, brings together representatives from Asia, the Middle East, and the Pacific region to discuss educational cooperation. The three-day event at Goldface Hotel aims to foster international collaboration in higher education, vocational training, and youth development.
This year's theme, the green transition, is one that is significantly important for us. And I thought, based on what our ambassador also said, I want to share with you a few reflections about the importance of these kinds of meetings, these kinds of opportunities, particularly in light of the challenges we face in Sri Lanka in our education sector, plus this extremely important theme of the green transition and the climate risks and the climate challenges that we are facing.
One of the executive orders released by the US administration last week to lift reciprocal tariffs on dozens of goods has given a green light for Sri Lanka. US President Donald Trump has ruled back tariffs on a range of agricultural products such as coffee, tea, spices, tropical fruits like bananas, which Sri Lanka can export to the United States.
The tariff revisions by the US administration were made after considering the status of negotiations with various trading partners, domestic demand for certain products, and existing production capacity in the United States. Accordingly, the latest revision will affect on the price of coffee, tea, spices, tropical fruits like banana, and beef. US President Donald Trump, speaking to journalists on Friday, said that the revision would be done on products which they don't produce in the country. Data from the US Bureau of Labor Statistics show many of the products on the list have seen significant price increases recently. According to the latest consumer price index, beef and veal are up nearly 15% compared to last year, while coffee is up nearly 19%, while banana prices have grown by nearly 7%. The US President has said that these actions will help to bring prices down, but continued to insist that added costs from his tariffs have largely fallen on other countries. Further, President Trump has told the reporters that it will not be necessary to reverse other tariffs.
The government of Sri Lanka has signed agreements with the Asian Development Bank for financial assistance totaling $300 million. The loan agreements were formalized at the Treasury in Colombo recently, supporting key reforms in the financial sector, macroeconomic stability, and tourism development.
The funding comprises three equal tranches of $100 million each. The first component targets financial sector stability, aimed at strengthening the central bank's regulatory capacity and enhancing banking sector governance. The second portion supports microeconomic resilience and public financial management reforms, focusing on improving expenditure management and domestic revenue mobilization. The third $100 million is allocated for sustainable tourism development, with $70 million for policy reforms and $30 million for investment projects in Trincomalee and Dambulla to enhance tourism's carrying capacity and manage visitor congestion. The agreements were signed by Finance Ministry Secretary Dr. Harshana Surya Perumal and ADB Country Director Takafumi Kadono, marking a significant step in Sri Lanka's ongoing economic reform program.
Foreign Minister Vijitha Herath has outlined an ambitious tourism vision for Sri Lanka, targeting 4 million visitors and $8 billion in revenue by 2030. The announcement came during the India-Sri Lanka Tourism Connect event in Colombo, where the minister emphasized strengthening tourism cooperation between the two neighbouring nations. Minister Hedath revealed that Sri Lanka welcomed its 2 millionth tourist this week and expects to reach 2.4 to 2.5 million arrivals by year-end, marking a historic milestone. The country is focusing on expanding beyond traditional beach tourism to include city breaks, heritage routes, MICE tourism, destination weddings and film tourism. The minister specifically invited Indian filmmakers and investors to consider Sri Lanka for film production and hospitality ventures, highlighting the potential of religious tourism through Buddhist circuits and the Ramayana Trail.
In recent years, India is Sri Lanka's largest source market for tourism. With excellent air connectivity and strong cultural ties, our two countries are natural travel partners. Tourism is central to Sri Lanka's economy. This week, we welcomed our 2 million tourists and we expect 2.4 to 2.5 million arrivals by the year end, a historic milestone. By 2030, we aim for 4 million tourists and $8 billion in revenue.
Stay tuned. We will return after the short commercial break. Welcome back after the break. During the recent Parliamentary Committee budget debate, Member of Parliament and economist Harshad Silva addressed critical issues of transitional justice and engagement with the Sri Lankan diaspora. He emphasized the need for credible implementation of accountability mechanisms while highlighting the economic importance of overseas Sri Lankans.
We need a resolution to the problem that we have been facing for a long period of time. And there's a four-pillar structure: the truth and justice, accountability, reparations, and non-recurrence. Now, based on that, what we need to do is to ensure that these agencies that we promise the world, Geneva and elsewhere, that we are actually interested in and are devoted to establishing those things and implementing them. Now look at what happened. The ITAC recently criticized the government for appointing 3 out of 5 members in the reparations committee who are from the security sector. That won't work, no. That won't work. You must understand the issues of our Sri Lankans overseas. You know, there are 2 types of Sri Lankans. People who go and work in West Asia and Southeast Asia, they bring us remittances. Well and good. That is the highest amount of dollars that we are bringing into the country. That is what builds our foreign reserves.
Foreign Minister Vijitha Herath has detailed plans to strengthen Sri Lanka's international presence during the debate. The minister highlighted the integration of tourism and foreign employment sectors with diplomatic efforts to boost foreign exchange earnings.
විදේශ කටයුතු සංචාරක සහ විදේශ රැකියා මේ ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨ තුනම ඒකාබද්ධ කරලා අපේ අමාත්‍යංශයේ ගොඩනැගීම රටට විදේශ විනිමය විශාල වශයෙන් ලබා ගැනීමේ ඉලක්කය මත අපේ දැනට පවතින විදේශ දූත මණ්ඩල 63ක් තියෙනවා. ඉන් අපි මේ වසර තුල ආරම්භයේදීම නවසීලන්තයේ මහා කොමසාරිස් කාර්යාලය ආරම්භ කරමින් නව විදේශ සම්බන්ධතා පවත්වාගෙන යන්න අපි සමත් වෙලා තියෙනවා. සයිප්‍රසය තුල ශ්‍රී ලාංකික විශාල ප්‍රමාණයක් රැකියාවල නියුක්ත වෙනවා. අපි මේ වසර තුල සයිප්‍රසයේ කොන්සල් ජෙනරල් කාර්යාලය නැවත විවෘත කරලා ඒ කටයුතු දැන් ඉතා හොඳින් සිදු කරමින් යනවා. ඒ වගේම බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා ලබන වසරේ මුල් කාර්තුවේදී චීනයේ චෙන්දුවල නව කොන්සල් ජෙනරල් කාර්යාලයක් ආරම්භ කරන්න. චීනයේ නගර කීපයක අපි දැනට කොන්සල් ජෙනරල් කාර්යාල පවත්වාගෙන යනවා. අලුතෙන් අපි චෙන්දු නගරෙත් ආරම්භ කරනවා. ලංකාවට සංචාරකයන් විශාල වශයෙන් චීනයෙන් ගෙනීම ඉලක්ක කරගෙන ඒ අයගේ පහසුකම් සැපීම සඳහා මූලික වශයෙන් මේ කොන්සල් ජෙනරල් කාර්යාලයේ කටයුතු කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා.
During the third day of the committee staged debate on the 2026 budget with attention focused on the expenditure heads of the Defence and Public Security Ministries, Minister Anand Vijaypal addressed the House to outline his ministry's budgetary requirements and strategic priorities.
ආර්ථික බංකොලොත් භාවයට පත් කරපු රට ආර්ථිකයේ ස්ථාවරත්වයට පත් කරා වගේම නීති ආධිපත්‍ය තහවුරු කරන්න අපි මේ වෙනකොට පොලිස් දෙපාර්තමේන්තුව හැටියටත් මහජන ආරක්ෂක අමාත්‍යාංශය හැටියටත් සැලකිය යුතු දායකත්වයක් ලබා දීලා තියෙනවා. විශේෂයෙන් මහජන ආරක්ෂක අමාත්‍යාංශයට වෙන් වෙලා තිබුණා මේ අවුරුද්දේ මිලියන 624ක් ඒකෙන් 487ක් නැත්තම් 480ක් 76.9ක් මේ වෙනකොට වියදම් කරලා තියෙනවා. ඉදිරි මාස දෙක කාලය තුල ඉතුරු මිලියන 86 වියදම් කරන එතකොට 91%. ඒ හින්දා අපි ගත්ත මුදල් සක්‍රිය ලෙස නැත්තම් පූර්ණ උපයෝජනයක් සහිතව යොදලා තියෙනවා. ඒ විතරක් නෙවෙයි පාර්ලිමේන්තු අංශයක් තියෙනවා අපේ අමාත්‍යාංශයේ පාර්ලිමේන්තු කටයුතු මිලියන 1370 එකෙන් 791ක් වියදම් කරලා තියෙනවා. 57.7ක් වියදම් කරලා තියෙනවා. මේ ඉදිරි මාස එකමාර තුල මිලියන 162 බිල් ගෙවපුවාම 70%ක ප්‍රගතියක් අත්පත් කරගෙන තියෙනවා. ඒ විතරක් නෙවෙයි රාජ්‍ය නෝන ලේකම් කාර්යාලයේ මිලියන 73ක් තිබ්බා 57.8ක් වියදම් කරලා තියෙන 11.8ක් ඉදිරි මාසේ එකමාර වියදම් කරනවා 95යි ප්‍රගතිය.
Stay tuned. We will return after the short commercial break. Welcome back after the break. The Minister of Energy Kumar Jayakodi had confirmed that cabinet approval has been granted for the development and capacity enhancement of the Sabgas Ganda oil refinery. Minister Jayakodi revealed that work on the expansion project has already commenced during the recent committee stage budget debate on the expenditure heads of the Ministry of Energy.
සමාගම් 12කට කඩලා විකිණීමට නියමිතව තිබූ ලංකා විදුලි බල මණ්ඩලය සේවකයන් 12000ක් කැබිනට් එකෙන්ම අනුමැතියක් අරගෙන ගෙදර යවන්න නියමිතව තිබූ ලංකා විදුලි බල මණ්ඩලය රටේ අනාගත පරම්පරාව වෙනුවෙන් ආරක්ෂා කර ගැනීමට අපි අගෝස්තු මාසයේ ලංකා විදුලි බල මණ්ඩල පනත සංශෝධනය කිරීමෙන් ආරම්භ කරා. ඇත්තටම ප්‍රතිසංස්කරණ ක්‍රියාවලිය තුළ සේවකයන්ගේ අයිතිවාසිකම් තහවුරු කිරීම වෙනුවෙන් බල ශක්ති අමාත්‍යවරයා ලෙස මා උපරිම මැදිහත් වීමක් කළා. මං හිතනවා ඒ ගැන හැමෝම අවබෝධයක් ඇති කියලා. සේවක සංගම් සමිති සමග පැවති ඉතා සාර්ථක සාකච්ඡාවට කීපයක්ම සිදු කිරීමෙන් අනතුරුව අද වන විට සේවකයන් අති බහුතරයක් නියෝජනය කරන සේවක සංගම් ඒ කියන්නේ සේවක සංගම් 42ක් තියෙනවා ලංකා විදුලි බල මණ්ඩලයේ. ප්‍රධාන සේවක සංගම් 25ක් තියෙනවා. ඒවා සමග අන්‍යෝන්‍ය අකණිතාවකින් ප්‍රතිසංස්කරණවල අවසන් වටේට අප අවතීර්ණ වී තිබෙනවා.
Sri Lanka's manufacturing and services sectors demonstrate robust expansion in October, according to the latest Purchasing Managers Index data. Both indices showed significant growth, driven by festive season demand and improved economic conditions.
The manufacturing PMI recorded a strong value of 61 points, indicating broad-based expansion across all sub-indices. The increase was particularly driven by the food and beverages sector, which saw heightened production and new orders in anticipation of festive season demand. This growth also led to a rebound in employment and increased stock purchases by manufacturers. Meanwhile, the services PMI showed even stronger momentum, reaching 66 points, with wholesale and retail trade leading the expansion alongside improved financial services activity supported by increased lending. Both sectors maintained positive outlooks for the coming 3 months, citing rising tourist arrivals, favorable macroeconomic conditions, and expected seasonal demand as key factors supporting continued growth, although both sectors continue to face challenges with lengthened supply delivery times.
Sri Lanka's tea sector has recorded positive growth in production for the month of October compared to the same period last year. The latest figures from the Sri Lanka Tea Board show a 2% increase in national tea production for the month.
Total tea production for October reached 21,781,000 kilograms, marking an increase of nearly 500,000 kilograms compared to October 2024. The cumulative production for the first 10 months of the year also showed a 1% growth, reaching 220 million kilograms. Low-grown tea continued to dominate production with over 14 million kilograms in October, while high-grown and medium-grown teas contributed approximately 3.8 million and 3.5 million kilograms respectively. Orthodox tea production remained the dominant category with over 19 million kilograms, while CTC and green tea also showed marginal increases. The sustained growth in production indicates stable conditions in the plantation sector despite global market challenges.
With that, we wind up for today. For this and more, subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us on Facebook. See you tomorrow with State of Business at 7:45 p.m. Take care and good night.